My friend, there comes a time in every man's and woman's life when the quiet realization sets in that nothing is going to change unless they take the reins and force it to change. The universe does not bestow greatness upon those who wait passively. Life does not knock on your door with a silver platter of success and say, "Here it is, take it." No, life demands that you wrestle it, that you press against its resistance, and that you carve your future out of the stone of struggle. If you are waiting for someone to rescue you, to inspire you, to hand you the transformation you long for, then you will wait until your bones turn to dust. No one will do it for you. You must force the transformation. The mind is the birthplace of all power. Whatever condition you find yourself in today is not a fixed prison. It is a reflection of the images and beliefs you have permitted to dominate your thinking. Poverty, discouragement, fear, or mediocrity, they are not chains placed upon you by chance. They are the product of thought habits you have tolerated. And the marvelous truth is this: the moment you alter the way you think, the moment you demand new standards for yourself, your outer world must begin to shift. But let me be plain, the shift will not come gently. It will not float to you like a feather on the breeze. You must seize it like a soldier storming a fortress. You must declare war on your old self and force the transformation until every fiber of your being conforms to the vision you have chosen. Consider for a moment how much energy is wasted by those who merely wish. They sit in their quiet rooms, thinking to themselves, "If only someone would give me a chance, if only circumstances were different, if only luck would turn in my favor." These are the words of the defeated. They have already surrendered before the battle even began. Circumstances bow only to those who refuse to accept them as permanent. Luck is a mirage, a weak excuse for the unwilling. The person of power says not, "if only," but rather, "I will." That statement is the beginning of transformation. When you say, "I will," with conviction, you begin the act of forcing life to yield. Understand that no great transformation has ever occurred in comfort. The seed must split open before the tree can emerge. The caterpillar must wrestle within its cocoon before it can become a butterfly, and the man or woman who rises to greatness must tear away old habits, old excuses, and old environments. Do not expect this to be easy. Do not expect applause in the beginning. Most often, when you decide to force your transformation, you will face resistance not only within yourself, but also from those around you. They will say, "Why change? Why not remain as you are?" They may laugh, they may criticize, they may whisper behind your back. But remember this: their voices are powerless compared to your decision. If you remain steadfast, if you keep your eyes fixed on the person you are determined to become, then the ridicule of others will turn into silence, and eventually their silence will turn into respect. The first step toward forcing transformation is clarity of desire. You must know exactly what you want, not vaguely, not generally, but with precision. Do you want financial freedom? Define the exact amount, the exact condition, the exact lifestyle you seek. Do you want mastery of your craft? Define the level of excellence, the recognition, the influence you will command. Do you want health, strength, vitality? Define the exact state of being you envision. For until you know what transformation you are forcing, your energy will scatter, and scattered energy produces no results. The laser cuts through steel because it is concentrated light. Your mind will cut through obstacles when it is concentrated desire. Once your desire is clear, you must breathe life into it every single day. A desire written once and forgotten is like a fire left untended. It will smolder and die. But a desire fed daily with thought, imagination, and emotion becomes a blazing force that nothing can extinguish. Picture it when you rise in the morning. Picture it before you sleep at night. Saturate your mind with it. Let it burn into your subconscious until your very nature is reshaped. for the subconscious is the workshop where transformation is forged. Whatever image you allow to dominate there will, in time, manifest in your reality, but again, it does not drift into place. You must force it, feed it, demand it until it becomes the central fact of your being. Do not deceive yourself into thinking this transformation is purely mental. Thought is the foundation, yes, but action is the hammer that strikes the stone. You must act, and act with persistence. There will be days when progress feels invisible, when effort seems wasted, when nothing appears to move. Those are the days when the average person quits, but you are not average. You are one who forces transformation. You will persist when others surrender. You will continue striking the stone until it cracks, knowing that every strike, no matter how small, weak, or unseen, brings you closer to the breakthrough. Some say, "But I have failed so many times. Perhaps transformation is not for me." Hear me, failure is not your enemy. Failure is your instructor. Each stumble teaches you how not to walk. Each setback contains within it the seed of advancement. Do not curse your failures. Embrace them, dissect them, learn from them. They are the chisel that sharpens your character. The only true failure is the decision to stop. As long as you keep moving, as long as you keep forcing yourself forward, you are succeeding, even if the result is not yet visible. Now let me speak of discipline, for without it, transformation collapses. Desire without discipline is like fire without wood. It burns briefly and dies out. Discipline is the act of doing what must be done, whether or not you feel like doing it. It is the refusal to let mood dictate your destiny. Discipline means rising early when the bed whispers comfort. It means working diligently when distractions call your name. It means sacrificing immediate pleasures for the sake of lasting gain. Many people wish for transformation, but few are willing to discipline themselves into it. That is why few achieve it. If you will master discipline, you will hold in your hands the master key to self-mastery. Do not wait for motivation, create it. Motivation is unreliable, fleeting like the wind. One day it is there, the next it is gone. Discipline is the engine that moves you regardless of the wind. You force yourself into motion until motion becomes habit, and habit becomes character, and character becomes destiny. That is how transformation is forged. And yet, discipline alone is not enough. You must couple it with faith. Faith is the assurance that what you desire, though not yet visible, is already real in the unseen. Faith is not hope. Hope wishes, but faith knows. Faith walks as though the goal is already achieved. Faith speaks with confidence, acts with confidence, and persists with confidence. There is a mysterious power in faith. It magnetizes conditions, it attracts people, it awakens opportunities. When you act with unwavering faith, the world rearranges itself to match your conviction. Those who lack faith wait for evidence. Those with faith create the evidence. If you will force your transformation, you must live by faith, not by sight. But I must warn you, the path of transformation demands sacrifice. You cannot hold on to every old comfort and still expect to become new. You cannot cling to every old friend, every old habit, every old indulgence, and expect to rise. Transformation requires that you let go of what no longer serves you. This is not cruelty, it is necessity. The eagle breaks its own beak against the rock so that a new one may grow. The serpent sheds its old skin so it may continue to live. And you, too, must shed what is worn, what is weak, what is unworthy of the person you are becoming. Some will resist this truth, saying, "But I do not want to lose anything." Then they will never gain anything, for every step upward requires leaving the lower rung behind. You cannot live in two worlds at once. Choose, decide, force the choice if you must, and once you have chosen, never look back. Another crucial force in transformation is association. Whom you walk with shapes the road you take. If you surround yourself with complainers, you will become a complainer. If you surround yourself with dreamers who do nothing, you will dream and do nothing. But if you walk with the ambitious, the determined, the disciplined, their energy will rub off on you, their habits will challenge you, their success will ignite you. Seek out such company deliberately, and if such company cannot be found nearby, seek it through books, through voices of greatness preserved across time. Fill your mind daily with the words, thoughts, and strategies of the victorious. It will recondition your thinking and fuel your transformation. Yet even as you seek association, remember that ultimately no one can walk your path for you. No mentor, no friend, no leader can live your life. They may guide, they may inspire, they may encourage, but they cannot act in your place. You must lift your own feet. You must fight your own battles. You must take responsibility for your own destiny. The world may cheer or mock, but in the end, the transformation is yours alone to force. So I say again, do not wait. Do not look for the perfect time, the perfect condition, the perfect opportunity. They will never arrive. The perfect time is now, because now is the only time that exists. Begin where you are with what you have. Strike the stone. Push against the resistance. Declare to yourself and to the world that you will not remain as you are. Say it with such conviction that your own mind trembles at the sound, I will transform, I will rise, I will conquer, and then live each day as though that transformation is inevitable, because if you persist, it is inevitable. The world has no use for the timid soul who waits. The world bows only to the one who decides, who acts, who persists. The mountains move not for the dreamer, but for the doer. The rivers part not for the hesitant, but for the bold. The doors open not for the one who knocks timidly, but for the one who pounds until his knuckles bleed. That is the spirit you must carry if you will force your transformation. And when at last you stand upon the heights, when you look back and see the distance you have traveled, you will understand that the struggle was your greatest gift. For the transformation was not only in your circumstances, but in yourself. You became greater than your fears, greater than your excuses, greater than your old limitations. You became the master of your own destiny. So, my friend, I leave you with this challenge. Do not wait another hour, another day, another year. Rise now, decide now, begin now, force the transformation. No one will do it for you. But if you will do it for yourself, the world will reward you beyond imagination. The life you dream of is waiting, not to be given, but to be taken. Take it, every act of progress you witness in this world was first born in the heart of someone who refused to wait. They were not necessarily the strongest, the most talented, or the most gifted. They were simply the ones who made up their minds that transformation was not optional, but necessary. Look through history, and you will see the same pattern. Individuals who faced rejection, who faced defeat, who faced ridicule, but who pressed on with relentless determination until the vision within them was carved into reality. They forced their transformation, and because of that, they forced the world to recognize them, and so it is with you. Life will not bend to casual wishes, but it will yield to unbreakable will. If you make up your mind that nothing will stop you, not discouragement, not rejection, not fear, then you will discover a reservoir of power inside yourself that you never knew existed. That power has been lying dormant all along, waiting for you to wake it up. Every excuse you have clung to has kept that power asleep. Every doubt you have entertained has locked it in chains. But when you decide, truly decide, that transformation is non-negotiable, you will tear those chains apart, and the sleeping giant within you will rise. It will not be easy at first, because the old version of you will resist. Habits that have lived with you for years will not depart quietly. Thoughts that have ruled you will not surrender without a fight. Your comfort zone will scream for you to stay within its walls, but you must refuse to listen. You must push yourself beyond the limits you have known, for it is only outside the comfort zone that growth occurs. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you choose persistence over surrender, you weaken the grip of the old self and strengthen the birth of the new. Transformation is not a single moment, it is a daily war. Each sunrise presents you with a choice, to slip back into the patterns of yesterday or to rise and build a stronger tomorrow. The decision you make, repeated day after day, is what molds your destiny.
You cannot transform by dreaming once, by deciding once, by acting once. You transform by deciding again and again until the decision becomes who you are. Repetition is the mother of mastery, and the repeated act of choosing growth creates an unstoppable momentum.
Do not be discouraged when results come slowly. A seed does not sprout the day it is planted. It lies hidden beneath the soil, invisible to the eye, while roots grow deep in the unseen. In time, the roots produce the stem produces the branches, and the branches yield fruit. So it is with your efforts. The world may not notice the work you are doing in silence, but the roots are forming. Keep forcing the transformation, keep watering the seed with persistence and faith, and the harvest will come. And when it does, it will be sweeter because of the struggle. You will not only possess the result, you will possess the character that was forged through the journey. You will know that no one gave it to you, no one carried you, no one handed you success. You took it, you demanded it, you forced it into reality. That knowledge will give you confidence for every future challenge, because you will have proven to yourself that you are the master, not the victim, of your destiny. There will be moments when the voice inside you whispers that it is too much, that the climb is too steep, that the sacrifice is too great. That voice is not truth. It is the echo of your old self, desperate to survive. You must silence it with action. Each time you act in defiance of that voice, it grows weaker. Each time you push forward when it says retreat, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the doubts you once obeyed. Transformation is not about removing fear or doubt. It is about moving forward in spite of them until they lose their power over you. You must also understand that transformation requires vision beyond the present moment. If you live only for today's comfort, you will never reach tomorrow's greatness. Every great builder works from a blueprint, not from scattered thoughts. The blueprint is the vision that sustains effort when fatigue sets in, when the results are not yet visible. You must see with inner eyes what the outer eyes cannot yet behold. That vision will carry you through the nights of discouragement, through the mornings of resistance, through the days when nothing seems to be happening. Hold fast to the vision and let it pull you forward like a magnet. It is easy to blame others for where you are. It is easy to point at family, society, or chance and say, if only they had given me more, I would be further ahead. But blaming does nothing. It locks you into a prison where you surrender your power. Transformation begins the very moment you take full responsibility for where you are and where you are going. No excuses, no pointing fingers, no waiting for rescue. When you take ownership of your destiny, you regain the authority to change it. That is when true transformation begins. There will also come times when isolation feels like your only companion. Do not fear it. In solitude, the deepest changes often occur. The world may not understand the discipline you impose on yourself, the standards you uphold, the sacrifices you make. But greatness has always been born in solitude before it was revealed in public. Do not despise the lonely hours. Use them as the furnace to refine your mind and strengthen your will. The applause will come later, but for now, the silence is your ally. Do not mistake temporary pain for permanent reality. The discomfort of forcing transformation is fleeting, but the rewards are lasting. The soreness of discipline, the sting of rejection, the struggle of persistence, These are but moments compared to the life of freedom, mastery, and fulfillment that awaits.
Endure the temporary, and you will inherit the eternal. When you look at those who stand above, those who seem untouchable in their success, remind yourself that they were once where you are now. They too faced fear, doubt, rejection, and failure.
But they did not stop. They forced the transformation when no one believed in them. They fought the battles within themselves that no one else could fight for them, and because they did, they rose. If they could, so can you. The difference is not in ability, but in decision. Decide to rise, and you will. There is a law in life that cannot be ignored. What you tolerate will continue, and what you resist with unshakable force will eventually break.
If you tolerate excuses, they will grow stronger. If you tolerate laziness, it will chain you tighter. If you tolerate mediocrity, it will become the ceiling you never rise above. But the moment you resist, the moment you plant your feet and say, "No more," that is when life begins to bend. You must become intolerant of anything that holds you back from the person you are destined to be. This is not arrogance, it is self-respect. To respect yourself is to refuse to live below your potential.
Transformation is not an act of politeness toward your old self. It is an act of defiance. Each day presents you with hundreds of choices, and each choice either strengthens the person you are becoming or reinforces the person you are trying to leave behind. When you choose to delay your dream, when you choose the easier road, when you choose to surrender to fatigue, you are voting for your old self. But when you choose persistence, when you choose discipline, when you choose sacrifice, you are voting for your transformed self. Every choice is a vote, and every vote counts. Transformation is the accumulation of countless small victories, decisions made in silence that no one applauds, but which eventually resound like thunder when the results emerge. Do not underestimate the power of persistence in the face of monotony. Great victories are not made of extraordinary days alone, but of ordinary days done with extraordinary consistency. The world admires the breakthrough, the public moment of success, but the real miracle was forged in the hidden repetition, the countless hours when nothing glamorous appeared to be happening. That is where transformation grows, in the unseen, in the uncelebrated, in the unwavering commitment to keep moving. Force yourself to persist in those seasons, and the reward will come when the world least expects it.
Guard your mind as though it were the most precious treasure you own, for it is. Thoughts are seeds, and seeds grow. Plant fear, and you will reap paralysis. Plant doubt, and you will reap defeat. Plant anger, and you will reap destruction.
But plant faith, determination, and vision, and you will reap transformation. You cannot control the winds of circumstance, but you can control the garden of your mind. Protect it from the weeds of negativity, feed it with the water of discipline, and let the sunlight of faith shine on it daily.
Your outer world cannot help but reflect the harvest of your inner cultivation. Remember, too, that transformation is not just for yourself. When you rise, you light the path for others. When you break your chains, you show others that theirs can be broken.
When you force your transformation, you become proof that it can be done. The world is waiting for your example. Somewhere, someone is silently hoping for courage, and your victory may be the spark that ignites theirs. Never think your transformation is selfish. It is service, for it expands the possibility of every life you touch. And so, when fatigue whispers that you have done enough, when discouragement argues that nothing is changing, when fear warns that you are wasting your effort, remember this. Those voices are the final defenses of your old self. They grow loudest just before the breakthrough. Do not yield to them. Push harder, press deeper, endure longer. For just beyond the point where most people quit lies the treasure most people never find. That treasure is reserved for the one who forces transformation, who refuses to wait, who claims destiny with both hands. The greatest danger you face is not failure, but settling. Failure teaches, but settling destroys. Failure hurts for a moment, but settling numbs you for a lifetime. When you settle for less than your potential, you build a cage for yourself and decorate it with excuses. You convince yourself that comfort is safety, when in truth it is a slow death. Life does not reward the one who settles. It rewards the one who demands, the one who pushes beyond what is easy, the one who refuses to accept mediocrity as their destiny. If you feel restless inside, if you feel dissatisfied with where you are, that is life calling you to rise. Do not silence that voice. Listen to it, for it is the compass of your soul pointing you toward transformation. You must be willing to endure misunderstanding. Transformation often looks unreasonable to those who have never attempted it. They may say you are too ambitious, too disciplined, too extreme. But what they call extreme today, they will call excellence tomorrow. Do not water down your vision to make others comfortable. Do not slow your pace because others have chosen to crawl. If you want to live a life of greatness, you cannot follow the crowd. The crowd seeks comfort. The crowd worships convenience. But the few who rise above are those who stand apart, who keep walking when the crowd sits, who keep building when the crowd complains. There will be nights when sleep seems impossible because your mind burns with vision. There will be mornings when your body aches and you wonder if it is worth it. In those moments, remember why you began. Remember the dissatisfaction that pushed you to seek more. Remember the future that is waiting for you if you refuse to quit, and then take another step. That is the secret. Another step, always one more. One more action, one more day, one more effort. You do not need to see the entire staircase. You need only the courage to climb the next step. If you keep climbing, eventually the summit reveals itself, and you will stand where few have ever stood. You cannot borrow someone else's fire to fuel your transformation. You must build your own. Inspiration can spark, but only your determination can keep the flame alive. That means showing up for yourself every day, even when no one is watching, even when no one is applauding. It means holding yourself to a higher standard than anyone else demands of you. It means setting rules for yourself and refusing to break them, even when breaking them would be easier. That is how you build strength. That is how you forge the kind of unshakable will that forces transformation into reality. And know this, transformation is not an event that happens once. It is a lifelong commitment. The moment you stop growing, you begin to decline. The moment you stop pressing forward, you start slipping backward. Success is never owned, it is rented, and the rent is due every single day. That is why you must continue to challenge yourself, continue to dream larger, continue to raise your standards. You will transform again and again, each time stepping into a higher version of yourself. Do not fear this constant evolution, embrace it. It is the very essence of life. The power to transform is already within you. It has always been there, waiting for you to call it forth. No one can awaken it for you. No one can decide for you. No one can carry you to the finish line. The responsibility is yours, but so is the glory. And when you finally see the results of all you have endured, you will know that it was worth every sacrifice, worth every struggle, worth every lonely night. You will see that you were never truly fighting against the world. You were fighting against the old you. And you will smile, for you will know that you have won. My friend, let this truth burn into your soul. No one will hand you the life you dream of. No one will fight your battles. No one will carry you across the threshold of your destiny. That power, that responsibility, and that privilege belong only to you. You are the author of your future, the sculptor of your character, the architect of your success. Do not wait, do not beg, Do not hope idly, decide, act, and persist until the world bends to the force of your will. The struggle will shape you, the sacrifice will strengthen you, and the victory will belong to you alone. Force the transformation, because no one will do it for you.